superb knock, Quinton. Well done. Everyone knows that you're a wonderful stroke maker, and you obviously played some great shots in that innings. But that was a tricky pitch, and there were periods like you got off to a quick start this morning, and then especially that period before lunch where West Indies actually bowled quite well. You seem to be able to change gears down a bit. You just kind of played within yourself, saw the tricky period through, and then obviously capitalized later. How happy were you with the way you managed to play the situations, if you like, in that innings?
Yeah, obviously got off to a nice start, and then they brought it back really well. Me and Rassi, and then Wes came in, we understood the situation. We just had to play the situation that's at hand, couldn't force it. There was a lot in the wicket, so it was just a matter about soaking up the pressure as long as we can, and then obviously capitalize when we can. So credit to the other guys also, they also chipped in where they could.
Telford and then Lennox. In that order, Telford.
Okay. Thanks, Subakazi. Hello, Quinton. Very well played. Well done. Can you tell us a bit more about your friend in Afghanistan with the finger shot off?
Obviously it's a whole bunch of us. Obviously I'm doing Rockwood, obviously with Rockwood and the Rhino Conservation. It's a whole group of us. The one night we had a braai. Obviously we started talking, and I said, obviously in his finger has been shot to us quite a limelight in our group of friends. So I said, if I get to an accolade, I'll do that just for him. So yeah, couldn't believe it happened first time, but it did, and I'm sure my phone with the boys group is going to be buzzing when I get back onto my phone.
Quinton, this is Lennox from the Jamaica Greenhouse. Do you think you guys have the game wrapped up tomorrow?
I would certainly hope so. I think if we had to just our bowlers just keep doing what they're doing, keep holding the pressure, I'm sure we should have a game closed by tomorrow. But in saying that, they've still got some good players to come. We have seen this team bat deep before. We know the history. They've still got some good players. Obviously Blackwood, Chase, Holder, those guys can still hold it in. They know these conditions better than us, so they can still put a lot of pressure on us, but just making sure tomorrow that you come in strong and just keep to our disciplines, I'm sure we'll be all right.
Thank you.
Was it Quinton? Well batted. I was just wondering, you've had quite a difficult year with on the pitch, and then also you had that, I think it was termed a mental health break or something. How are you feeling now mentally? Also, without the captaincy, do you feel that it's freed you up a bit?
To be honest, it's got to do anything with the captaincy. It had everything to do with just the COVID bubbles. Obviously, I've been under so many bubbles, took its toll, and yeah, it was just too much. And then that was it. Pretty much I just asked for a break, if I can just relax for the T20 series we had back home, and they deemed it a mental break, which whatever it is. And yeah, that was what I wasn't mentally tired, or from cricket at least. I was just tired from bubbles. I just had enough of them. Obviously we were on the road starting from the IPL and just the whole time. Obviously being in the Pakistan bubble, I don't think any of you were there to be part of it. That was particularly difficult, especially just going from cricket change room to one flight of rooms, as if you want to put it. That was how we stayed in. No balconies, no nothing, no room to move. So I just asked if I could just have a break. But ever since then, it's been good.
Yeah, in terms of the surface, how difficult was it? Because the West Indies were shut out for 97. How difficult was it for you to acclimatize yourself?
Yeah, it was difficult. It wasn't as much as up and down as it was now with the newer ball. Obviously, with the new ball now, it is getting a bit more up and down, but there was still, even in the 75th over, it was still swinging a lot. So that was still quite difficult. But it was just a matter of trying to find a way to deal with it. That was it. Obviously, there's still lots in that wicket. You know, I think it is, if you bat right, I'm sure there'd be opportunity to score runs. But if you bowl well, there's also opportunities to take wickets. So, you know, I think it's been a fair contest so far.
Can you stop?
Thanks, Pokazi. Good evening, Quinton, and congratulations on the 10. How relieving was this 100 for you, considering that there was the bad run that you had against Pakistan and Sri Lanka, but in the England series in particular, you had scored the last 100 against India in 2019, and you had a few 90s where you could have converted, but you didn't. So how relieving was this 100 for you?
Look, to be honest, and it wasn't really at the top of my head at this stage. A while ago, I was getting a bit irritated with myself, not capitalizing on my starts. And then obviously we took a break from Test cricket, and then obviously I was getting out early against Australia, I mean, not Australia, but Sri Lanka and Pakistan. So, you know, if I was getting starts and I wasn't converting, it would have irritated me more. But during this last while, I wasn't even getting starts. So now for me just to bat through, obviously it's still great.
Thank you.
No problem. Congratulations on your 100. Mike Heisman seems to think that this Duke ball could be quite interesting to play some matches here in South Africa and elsewhere where it's not played with. What's your take on the ball?
I agree, 100%. Bring the Duke ball to South Africa, becomes an even tougher contest than it is already. We've got already some spicy wickets back home. You bring the Duke ball there, instead of playing test matches or 4-day games, we'll end up playing 2-day games, I think, because that ball honestly does a lot. And if you keep, my saying is, there's a reason why we play with the Kookaburra back home, because it ends up doing enough. And it actually makes up for a fair contest.
Dennis?
Quinton, obviously yesterday before play started, it was the first time that the Proteas, some of the guys took a knee for the anti-racism campaign. I was wondering, you were one of the guys that didn't take a knee. I was wondering if you'd like to expand on the reasons for that decision.
My reason, I'll keep it to myself. It's my own personal opinion. Like Lungi said, it's everyone's decision. No one's forced to do anything, not in life. That's the way I see things. So yeah, that's just about it.
Thanks very much, everybody.